Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Narayanam Padmabhavam Vasishtam Shaktim cha Tatputra Parasharam cha Vyasam Shukam Gaudapadam Mahantam Govinda Yogindra Matasya Sishyam Sri Shankaracharya Matasya Padma Padam cha Hastamalakam cha Shishyam Tam Todakam Vartikakaramanyan Asmadgoron Santatamanatosmi Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Samastajana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham. After a long gap, we are getting back to the Vivekachoodamani. We have completed up to 110 verses. We are starting the topic of the Trigunas, the three gunas that constitute the Maya. Now, why it is important for us to understand? The very text itself very clearly says, Viveka. Vivichya Tandulam Yatha, in Atmabodha, Bhagavan says. Atma Anatma Vivechanam. It is said that Jantunam Narajanma Durlabham Adapumsam Tado Viprada. In that part of the importance of human birth, the most important thing is Atma Anatma Vivechanam. In that, we have to understand why Atman behaves like Anatma. Why the self behaves like a not self. Why the sentient being behaves like an inert one. Why the changeless one behaves like as though subject to change. Why the immortal behaves like a mortal. Why the deathless fears the deaths. Why the eternal is always feeling limitations. कारण क्या है? इसका विचार करना चाहिए. विचार योग्य है ज्ञानम. ज्ञानम विचार योग्य है, not प्रचार योग्य. So people say the ज्ञान को प्रचार करने के, everybody is ready to do प्रचार, विचार नहीं करता है. Vicharam vina pracharam duracharam bhavati. Without the proper understanding, merely just talking about it is not a very good way of doing things. So here, why is that Atma Paramatma behaves as though like limited? If you say there are two of them, one is called Anatma, another is called Atman, and I am Anatma only, then there is no question of moksha at all. Moksha is only when we know that we are mistaking ourselves to be something else. We cannot be something else other than what we are. So we should recognize what we are making, where we are making the mistake, what causes the mistake. Now, many people try to put the blame on something else. Hey, this world is like that, or my prarabdha karma is like that, or my family is like, the community is like this, or the Vedanta says, don't put the blame on anybody else. You are the problem and you are the solution. If you keep looking only at the problem, then there is no solution. You have to look at the solution. So here, what is that which is actually making us mistake ourselves to be something else? So in broadly speaking, it is sattva rajas, what do you call? Shuddhadvaya brahma vibodhanashya sarpa brahmo rajju vivekato yata rajas tamas sattvam iti prasiddha gunastadiyaha pratidai swakaryehi Shuddha Advaya Brahma Vibodhanashya. It is that which is destroying the non-dual pure nature of Brahman. Like Sarpa Brahmaha Rajju Vivekato. It can go only when we do the proper discrimination between what is Rajju, the rope, and what is the snake, clearly. So similarly, Rajaha, Tamaha, Sattvam, iti prasiddha. These are the three things which are causing the trouble. Gunaha, Tadiyaha, Pratidai Swakaryehi. Individually, they have their own effects, respective functions. Now, starting with Rajoguna first. Verse number 111. Viksheba Shakti Rajasa Kriyatmika Yata Pravrittihi Prasrta Purani Ragada Yosya Prabhavanti Nityam Dukkadayo ye manaso vikaraha Viksheba Shakti Rajasa Kriyatmika Yata Pravrittihi Prasrta Purani Ragadayosya Prabhavanti Nityam Dukkadayo ye manaso vikaraha Kriyatmika Viksheba Shakti Rajasaha. If a person is too active, you should know that person is full of Rajas. Raj, the very word Rajas means shining, like a silver. And here it is not to be considered as that kind of a Rajas is not silver, but Virajate, shines. But here, Rajas, to be very clear, it is of the nature of distraction. Vikshepa Shakti, Rajasa Kriyatmika. And Kriyatmika is Rajas. Here, the Bhashyakar beautifully puts there. He says, Mayayaha Santi Tisraha Shaktayaha. Maya has got three powers. Viksheba Shaktihi, Avarana Shaktihi, Jnana Shaktischa iti Vikshepa, Avarana, and Jnanam. Vikshepa belong to Rajas, Avarana belong to Tamas, and Jnanam belong to Sattva. Tatra Adyayoho Bandhakartrutvam Tritiya Moksha Hetuhu. First two are Bandha Karanam, Bandha Hetuhu. The third one, Jnana Shakti, is that is meant for moksha. So now you see, this Vikshepa Shakti is Kriyatmika, Karya Rupa. Karya Rupa, it is of the nature of propelling a person to action. So that's why when we are worshipping Devi, in the Devi is none other than the power of the Lord, Maya. So we always attribute this thing to Devi. Kriyatmika Devi. And Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Icha Shakti. In this way. But that is in the path of the religious path of devotion to Devi, we do this. But in Vedanta, we say it is Avarana, Vikshepa, and Jnanam. And it is Yataha Pravrittihi Prasrudha Purani. In the very beginning of the universe itself, Purani. What? Pravrittihi Yataha. Yataha, from which all the creation began. Prasrudha. Purani Anadikala Siddha Pravrittihi Samsara Hedu Bhuta Pravrittihi Prasrudha Vistrata. Prapanja Srishti Hedu Bhuta Ishwariya Va Bhavatu. No, so when we talk about Maya, we should not talk it in negative terms. We should not think that it is negative. Why? Because Maya by itself does not create a problem. But the way we get caught up in that Maya, that is a problem. One cannot say the world is making me, creating in me the bondage. It is not. If there is a sweet in front of me, is the sweet is binding me to eat, or asking me to eat? Similarly, the world is what it is. Whether you have the control over yourself or not, decided by your intelligence, your maturity, your knowledge. So, the nature of the world is what it is. The way we will handle is decided by our knowledge and our maturity. So, here it is said, Prapancha Srishtiyehe api Vikshepa Shaktihi Karyatvat. Even the creation of this whole universe is caused by some kind of external activity. The world cannot be coming out of nothing. Right? If there is a creation, then there is an act of creation. If you are looking at a beautiful painting somewhere, you cannot say that came out without anybody working on it. No, somebody worked on it. Somebody painted it. Somebody thought about it. Somebody took the brush. Somebody took the paint and started to work. And therefore, you have a beautiful painting there. So some action has taken place. Similarly, if even a simple thing, a sculpture or a painting or anything you see, there is action involved, you don't think in the creation there is nothing involved for the creation to happen. So what is that creative force that happened in the past to make this whole creation possible? That is what is called Mayayaha Vikshepa Shaktihi. Tatra Ishwarasya Shuddha Sattva Pradana Maya Upahitatvat Tasyaha Swa Adhinatvacha Na Bandasya Prasaktihi Iti. The creation took place only in the presence of Brahman, and therefore that Ishvaraha who had the Maya as his Upadhi was Sattva Pradana. Sattva Pradhan means he is filled with knowledge, and knowledge, when it is there, it cannot allow any kind of overwhelming delusion from rajas or tamas. And therefore it is said, sattva pradana, shuddha sattva pradana maya upahitatvad tasyaha swadhinatvacha. Because the Maya is depending upon Ishvara for his activity, na bandhasya prasaktihi ati iti. That cannot bind Ishvara. In Dakshinamurti Stotram also we will see that Mayavi, that person who is a magician, cannot be deluded by his own magic. If he says, there is a card appearing in his hand. You wonder how the card came from. No, he only created it. Others may probably will get wondered, how is that possible from his nowhere he is bringing something out. He knows that nothing comes out of nothing. He only created an illusion of something in front of you, and therefore, in his own illusion, he will never be caught. Soma yaya srijati sarvam. By his own power of Maya, he creates. Therefore, Ishvara being Shuddha Sattva Pradana, because of his pure Sattva Pradana, therefore, he is not coming under the condition of Maya. And that is the reason why Bhagavan Krishna said, if you want to come out of Maya, you come to me. Not go anywhere else. If you want to understand how the magic is done, whom do you go to? The magician directly go there. And how did he do this? And if you are a fit student, he will explain to you. I'll tell you, but you don't tell anybody else. I'll tell you how it happened. Then he will explain to you. Then when he explains to you how it is done, then he said, that's all. From the audience standpoint, it will be such a wonder. From the standpoint of one who knows, it's nothing. So then afterward, you go and sit in the audience. You look at all others. You people don't know what's going on there. I know it. I know it is not out of arrogance or pride, but he is not going to be under wonder or any kind of wonder as much as others would do. Why? Because he knows what's going on there. So that is why Mahatmas, when they live in this world and others say, I have this problem, I have that problem. Oh. Just don't understand. Once you know it. Why Krishna was smiling when Arjuna was complaining? Is it not prasanniva bharata? He was smiling. Why? Because you are not thinking right. Therefore, you are in trouble. Once you know how to think, then you will smile like me only, you would say. So here, Shuddha Sattva Pradana. Jivasya tu Malina Sattva Pradana Vidya Upadikatvat Jnana Shaktehe Ajastamo Bhyam Pratihanyamanatvat Upadi Adinatvam Tat Krita Bandhatvam Cha Iti. What we have is Malina Sattva. Malina means impure. Mala Sahita is Malina. So we have impure Sattva. What is impure Sattva? Jnana hai, but Rajas and Tamas are overpowering it. Ajnane navrutam jnanam tena muhyanti jantavaha. Bhagavan Krishna clearly points out. Jnanam ajnanena avrutam. Now one would wonder, how can knowledge be covered by ignorance? Because they are opposite. You cannot say light is covered by darkness. Can you say that? Can you say light is there, lamp is there, then covered by darkness? The light is there, there cannot be darkness. So one can say, Jnana, Ajnan se avran ho gaya. How? You should understand that Jnanam is not Samyak Jnanam. It is not Aparoksha Jnanam, it is Paroksha Jnanam. Paroksha Jnana means heard from others, not known or experienced by oneself. That's why in the 9th chapter, what did he say? Jnanam vijnana sahitam pravakshyam. Idam tute guhyatamam pravakshyamyana suyave jnanam vijnana sahitam yajnatva mokshase shubhat. Vijnan sahit jnan. I have to tell you, knowledge along with the practical way of looking, making the knowledge your experience. So, Shastra Jnanam or any other Jnan that is merely borrowed from the book or from others are subject to Ajnan for sure. So there are, people who are Pandit Log, who are learned people, also subject to delusion. Swayam Dhira Pandidam Manyamana Janganyamana Paryanti Modaha Ante Neva Niyamana Yatanta. So, therefore, Pradhana Avidya Upadikatvat. Because of the presence of avidya, which is jnana shaktehe, of the power of jnanam, rajastamobhyam pradihanyamanatvat, being overpowered and even being captured under the captivity of rajas and tamas, ubadi adinatvam, dependence on the upadis like body, etc. Tatkrita bandhatvam chaiti. Therefore, there is bondage. So, ragadaya ityadikam jiva vishayo gneyam. These are all jiva vishaya. But ragadayosya prabhavanti nityam. Raga adaya, the attachment, etc., are born out of rajas. Dukkadayo ye manaso vikaraha. All the sorrow, etc., are manaso vikara, are the modifications of the mind only. Nityam jivasya prabhavanti. Always they are there in the case of person who's not having Shuddha Sattva Pradhan, is only Manila Sattvam. The Manila Sattva means what? We allow the Rajas and Tamas to take over us. See, when we learn, when we study, etc., why people say, Swamiji, I'm studying so much, but nothing is able to remember or nothing I'm able to maintain attention. Why? We allow the Rajas and Tamas to take over us. We don't check them. This is Rajas. I will not allow it to overpower me. We should understand what that is, that Rajas, which is allowing us, which is not allowing us to remain in the Sattva. Raga, Dvesha, likes, dislikes, desire, anger, jealousy, greed. All these are all there, and they slowly penetrate into our personality. And if I do not keep check of it, within no time, the Raja Pravritti will start. In spite of, that's why Bhagavan said, in spite of knowledge, one will be deluded. Manasa eva natu kadachitapi nirvikara atmanah. Nirvikarasya atmanah. Iti bodhayitum manasaha iti uktam. Dukkadayoho ye manaso vikaraha na atmanah vikaraha. These are all the vikaras of the mind and not the self. See, next Mananam book that we are bringing out is called Heal Thyself, and Heal Thy Mind, Heal Thyself. Heal Thy Mind, Heal Thyself. And if you read it, actually, healthy mind, healthy self will come. Thy is kept. Heal Thyself. Heal Thy Mind. So I was just writing an article on that topic. So, see, the thing is, Atman is of eternal health and eternal life. But non-self is external life and external health. Eternal is external. That's all the difference. We are bothered about our external health and external life. And external health is constantly changing, and external life is subject to death. External life means what? Bodily health, life. But why that shift doesn't take place in us? Why we are not able to maintain our attention on the eternal life and eternal health of the self, and instead we fall back again and again on what is external? External means other than the self. It is because, in the context of that particular book, it is because we overlook the role of physical health of the mind and the body. When we overlook that, it will definitely affect your maintained attention on the self. Therefore, physical health and mental health play a crucial role before we discard them. In meditation, you are not going to hold on to your physical identification. But even to discard that physical identification, there are preparations necessary. Like, for example, I was giving this as an example. If you want to take a flight up to the sky, you must make sure that the flight is airworthy. Correct or not? They've checked the airworthiness of the flight. Before that, they cannot take the flight into the sky. And what is it, airworthiness? It's making sure that it can run on the ground efficiently to take off. It has to be tuned. It has to be powerful, and all that is necessary for it to glide into a point where there is no need for any further effort. In the same way, physical and mental health are necessary for us to take off into the state of meditation. If we overlook that, very often people overlook this. Oh, I am a vairagya, I am dispassionate, I don't care about the body and its health. Then you will never be able to sit in meditation. Bhagavan, why should he talk about yukta ahara viharasya, yukta cheshtasya karmasya, yukta swapna avabodhasya, yoga bhavadukkha? What is the need for him to talk about food? Why? He makes it clear, unless you maintain certain amount of discipline of the body and the mind, in meditation, you will not be able to take off, or you will not be able to discard. So, from Malina Sattva to Shuddha Sattva is not by merely knowledge, but constant caution, observation of how Rajas and Tamas are creeping into our personality. Therefore, tat tadatmya adhyasat. Adhyasa means superimposition. Tat tadatmya, tadatma idi adhyasat, deha atma idi adhyasat, manaha atma idi adhyasat, jive kalpyante, na vastudaha tatra santi. It is being imagined. All the characteristics of the body, mind are all imagined to be oneself, though really it is not. Sakshi cheta kevalo nirgunasya. He quotes from there. Nishkalam nishkriyam shantam ityadi shrudehe. So thus, therefore, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, they cannot be taken lightly, because these are all the expressions of Rajas. They come visit us every day. Every day they visit us. Daily visitation. So we have to be aware of this. So therefore he says, Kama krodha lobha yasuya ahankarishamitsa. It's Akankari Shamatsaradyaastu di Goraha. Dharma ete rajasapam pravrittihi. Yasmadesha dat rajobandha hetuhu. Kama krodho lobha dambha vyasuya ahankarishya matsaradhyastu gora dharma ete rajasapam pravrittihi yasmadedat rajobandha hetuhu. Kama krodha lobha dambha Irsha, Asuya, Ahankar, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Damba, Abhyasuya, Ahankara, Isha, Matsara, Adyaha, to Goraha. These are all terrible fellows who visit us every day. Ete Rajasaha Dharmaha. These are all none other than the nature of Rajas. Pum pravrittihi, constantly extrovert. Yasmat pum pravrittihi. Tat tat rajo, therefore, all of them are being of the nature of extrovertedness, bandha hetuhu. They are subject to causing bondage. Bondage is what? Inability to stay by the self is bondage. Right? Pravritti, when it takes place, extrovertedness takes place, one is not able to abide in the knowledge which points out that you are the self. I am unable to sit quietly and maintain my attention as the self when these things come and drag me out again and again and again and again. Then Bhagavan said, Yato yato nischaradi manas chanchalam astiram tatastato niyamya etat atmanyeva vasham nahet. Again and again they take you away. It is like a young man, young college student who's ready to study for his exam, and phone call comes again and again. A friend, hey, come, we are going for a movie. Are you coming? Oh, no, I'm not coming. I'm studying. Again, one more text. You're not coming? Why you are not coming? By the time he finished 1 hour, he's explaining why he is not coming. By the time you could have better gone there only. This is constant interruption. Or even when you're working, that will pop up. Vacation, this, pizza, this, constantly something popping up in your screen. So you will not be able to work. So in the same way, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Damba, Asuya, Ahankara, Irsha, Matsara, all these are all constantly visiting us. What is Kama? Vishaya Icha. Desire for things, it's Kama. Krodha tat abhidhate jayamana manasa vrittihi. When a desirable object is not achieved, then there is Krodha, anger. Lobha arthasya prapto samrakshana matihi. Whenever a person gets whatever he gets, then there is a great desire to protect it or have more of it. That is called greed. Dambaha is dharma dvajitvam. What is called as damba? Damba means ostentation. What is ostentation? Where one talks about one's own greatness. Dharma dvajitvam. Dvaja means flag. One's own greatness one puts on the top. That's damba. Abhyasuya. Asuya means what? Jealousy is para utkarsha asahanam. Para utkarsha asahanam. Somebody is better, I can't stand. That is called asuya. Ahankaraha swa utkrishta tvajnanam. So, ahankara is nothing but I am great. I am the best. Irsha is Guneshu Dosha Avishkaranam. Irsha is where an individual is always looking for what is wrong in others. Always ready to complain about this or that. That is called Irsha. Matsaraha Akshiyamana Vastu Aparityaga Icha. Akshiyamana Vastu Aparityaga Icha. So, Kshiyamana means that which is subject to decay. Akshiyamana Vastu. So, usually what happens, we are ready to, we understand what is subject to decay, but yet we are not able to give up them. We often realize that things are constantly changing, but there is no ability to give up all of them. So, yata Rajakiya Upadana, Rajakiyo Udapanat, na Udagam Pa Iti Vrittihi. See, what happens is many times when Gurudev calls it as envy. Envy is what? Enmity. Enmity is making sure the other person does not get what he wants or she wants. So the example that is given here is that if a particular well is there, the water is there, it would not allow anybody else to drink that. It is for king only, royal king only, not you people should drink it. This kind of creating a kind of kind of hatred, having the feeling of hatred, that is what is considered here as that. So Adipadena Mada Darpa Parigraha. So Adi, it's given there. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Damba, Apyasuya, Ahankara, Irsha, Matsara, Adi. Adyaha, meaning all other Damba, Darpa, everything is included there. Mada, Darpa, etc. Ete Lokatvayebi Bayahetavaha. Ata eva Goraha Ityuktam. So even these are Bayahetavaha. These are all subject to causing great fear. Ata eva Goraha. Therefore, they are considered as terrible enemies. Yasmat Kama Krodadi Vishishtaha Puman na Pravrittehe Viramati Kadachitabi. See, such a person who is having all these kind of various mental agitation can never sit even for a moment quietly. Kadachit api viramati. Not a moment he can sit. So that is to say that the mind cannot find its rest at all. You ask anybody, sit down and do nothing. Just try 5 minutes. Think nothing, talk nothing, think nothing, do nothing. Like in the Mahatma Gandhi wrote that, I hear nothing, say nothing, and see nothing. Try. Not wrong things, nothing. Try. I want to see nothing, hear nothing, say nothing, do nothing. Very hard. Very, very difficult. So because our rajas is such a high degree, not even a moment, sarvada api, yat kinchit kurvani. Always doing something. Eva avatishtate, ataha eva dharmo rajasaha, dharma rajasaha. This is the nature of rajas. It will propel you to do continuously something or the other. Rajak karmani bharata sanjayati ityuktatvad gitayam. Bhagavad Gita also says, Rajak karmani pravrittihi bharata. So, this loba pravritti arambha karmani karmanam ashamaspraha rajas etani jayante vivruddhe bharadarshava. Gita says, Lobaha, pravritti, arambaha, karmanam, ashamaspraha, desire, constant activity, greed, etc. Etani jayante rajasi. When the rajasi is there, all of them will bring in rajasi vivruddhe. When the rajasi is predominantly there, they will create these kind of situation in your mind and make your body to act. So that is why Kama, Krodha, Loba, Damba, Apyasuya, Hankara, Isha, Matsara, Adyaha, Goraha, Ete, Rajasaha, Dharmaha, Pum Pravritti, Yasmat, Tat, Rajas, Rajo, Bandhahetu. So we have to constantly observe what are those things which visit us every day. Now, next topic is what is tamas, tamo guna and nature and effect. So it is said, Esha vrittirnama tamo gunasya shaktir jaya vastu avabasadenyata Saisha nidanam purushasya samsritehe viksheva shaktehe pravanasya hetuhu Yesha vrittirnama tamo gunasya shaktir jaya vastvavabasadenyata Saisha nidanam purushasya samsritehe viksheva shaktehe pravanasya hetuhu. Pravanasya hetuku viksheva shaktehe hetuku. Action cannot take place without desire, and desire cannot take place without incompleteness. Incompleteness will not be there unless one is unaware of completeness. See, if you had a nice lunch, complete lunch, full meal. What do you have in India? It's unlimited meal. So if you're really hungry, you go to the unlimited meal. As much rice as you want, as much out roti, cow, koob cow. Once you have had that, and the pan also is put there in the mouth, there's no thought of eating anymore. Hunger is gone. Probably a cigarette also. So it's all over. Fine. So for the day, lunch I have had, and therefore nothing more I need. So the incompleteness that you felt before eating had caused you to go for the action of eating. When the eating is complete and you have filled your stomach completely, the thought about that action is no more. Action is therefore what? Incompleteness. Desire to become complete is what makes you act. So the incompleteness or emptiness within you, that I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I need something to make me happy. That is what causes the desire, and desire causes action. So vikshepa of rajas is because of avarana of the tamas. That is how the connection is. I don't know who I am, therefore I come to mistake myself to be something else, and that creates the whole cascade of activities. So therefore, Esha Avrittir Nama, this what is known as Avritti, covering, Tamogunasya of the tamas, Shaktihi, Yaya, due to which, Vastu Avabhasate Anyata. Vastu means Atman. Anyata Avabhasate. It is appearing to be different from what it is. Meaning what? What is Sat? It looks like Asat. What is Chit? It looks like Achit. What is Ananda? It looks like Dukkham. Eternal looks like ephemeral. Immortal looks like mortal. Complete looks like incomplete. Blissful looks like sorrowful. Unlimited looks like limited. Anyata avabhasate. It looks different. Like a rope appearing to be snake, it's because of incomplete light, right? The light is not clear. And therefore, there is a delusion of that thing possibly be something else. First, what we do not first see the snake. First, we do not see the rope. First thing happens that way. Not seeing the rope. That's the first thing, right? As Gurudev would say, non-apprehension of the reality, then only the misapprehension takes place. I don't know. Then I project something else. So it's a esha nidanam purushasya samsrutehe. Samsrutehe esha nidanam. This is the cause of the whole problem here. So here it says, Eya shaktya avastu anyata avabhasate. Satchidananda rupam vastu antakarana dehadi rupena bhasate. Satchidananda rupa atma antakarana dehadi rupena bhasate. The self which is of the nature of pure existence, consciousness and bliss appears to be like body, etc. So what is your real name? Satchidananda. No, but I'm not talking about real name. Then what are you asking for? Who you are? Oh, you mean me? Me, the individual. But often we do not recognize our nature of Satchidananda. Therefore, Antakarana dehadi rupena bhasate esha avritihi avaranam nama tamo gunasya shakti. That's the power of tamo guna. Purushasya samsrudehe dukkha janma jara maranadi rupayaha nidanam adi karanam. Nidanam is karanam. Nidanam, the cause of the problem where an individual subject to such feeling of limitation, etc. So, avarana shakti reva samsara nidanam. Samsara karanam avarana shakti. So, the interesting thing is, in the time of sleep, avarana takes place, but vikshepa doesn't. In the state of sleep, what happens? मैं कुछ नहीं जानता हूँ, मैं कौन हूँ, वो भी मैं नहीं जानता हूँ. Right? I don't know. So by that very nature of avarana, one is unable to recognize one's own nature, but one cannot consider that as a blissful state. Because that becomes the cause for rajas to take over. Not knowing oneself, no doubt in its own nature, it appears to be dormant. But rajas takes that as the ground to project. Not knowing the rope is the ground on which rajas can project the notion of snake. That is why often when you are seeing a movie, first of all, you make the place dark. Right? If light is all over and if you project anything, you cannot see anything. Why? Because seeing is not clear if there is light everywhere. So sattva is light, tamas is darkness, and rajas is a projection. If sattva is there, light is there, rajas comes in, rajas will have no effect there. Why? Because of bright light. And if you project on the screen also, nothing. What is, I can't see anything. Close the doors, close the windows. Only in the darkness I can see what is projected. So the only way to overcome rajas is increase sattva. Because tamas cannot be removed by itself. Darkness cannot go by increasing rajas, I'm telling you. Many people think that, oh, tamas I will overcome by doing action. You'll be caught in that whirlpool. The tamas should be overcome by increase of sattva, when increase of sattva takes place, both tamas, the darkness goes away, and rajas will become reduced in its power, because the projection will have no effect on the person. So here, further he says here, Avrutehe Rajjuswarupe Sarparupa Vikshepa Utpatya Bhayadikam Janayati Na Anyata iti Bhavaha. Avrute Rajjuswarupe. When the nature of the rope has been covered, Sarparupa Vikshepa Vikshepam Uttapatya, having created the form or notion of the snake, Bhayadikam Janayati, creating fear, etc. Na Anyata. So how do I overcome the fear of snake which I projected on the rope? Beating it? No, just put the light on. The moment the light comes on, you don't need to do anything to remove the snake. Right? On the other hand, you try to remove the snake by any other method, will not work. If somebody says it is not snake, it is rope, but still I see it. No, it is snake, it is not snake, it is rope. I'm telling you, please listen to my words. No, I cannot, but I can see it. Bring a light. Finished. The light is projected on the rope, finished. You don't need to do any more explanation to that person. In the same way, when avarana it is there, darkness is there, it is sure to create an illusion. And by any kind of rajasic activity, you cannot remove tamas until you bring light. That is sattva. So therefore, ataha eva jnaninam magna avaranatvat prarabdha karmatmaka vikshepatve api bandha abhavaha. In the case of Mahatma Jnanis, they are magna avaranatvat. Magna means sunk. The avarana has become less and less and less. Tamas has become reduced. And therefore, even as prarabdha brings about the pravritti, the thoughts of rajas, it does not have an effect on that person. Prarabdha karmatmaka viksheva sattve api bandha abhava. You mean to say that jnanis and mahatmas do not have prarabdha? They do. But that does not cause bondage to them at all. Why? Because there is reduction of tamas. So sattva does not directly attack rajas. It is removing its cause. It's removing its cause called tamas. Avarana. When avarana is reduced, vikshepa will become weaker. Vikshepa will become powerless. As I said, when the light is brought in, projection will have no effect. Thoughts of agitation in the form of kama, krodha, lobha, moha, all of them. That is why Bhagavan very clearly said, now you understand the link between these verses. In 13th chapter, what he said? Amanitvam, madambitvam, ahimsa, kshanti, archavam, acharyupasanam, shaucham, stairyam, atmavinigraha, indriyarteshu vairagyam. This is etat jnanam iti proktam, etat sattvam iti proktam, ajnanam tatadonyata. These are all sattvic gunas. In 16th chapter also he explained about daivi sampat, abhayam, sattva samshuddhihi, jnana yoga vyavasthitihi, all that, ahimsa, shanti, akrodha. Why all those things he spoke about? How to overcome rajas by bringing sattva. By reduction of tamas, rajas will become weak. So that's why here, ataeva jnaninam, that we read that. So Yasya nishkrishtam jnanam tasya vikshepah naiva bhavati. When the knowledge becomes firmly established, there cannot be vikshepa. Ataha tamogana shaktihi swaswarupa avritya anyata tadvastu avabhasayanti vikshepa janana dwara bandhaheturuti bhavaha. That therefore, tamas is that which is covering the nature of the self, allowing the rajas to project on its own certain notions, and therefore bandhahetuhu tamoguna avarana shaktihi. So what is this tamas? So I understand tamas is avarana, covering, but in what way it covers? But whom does it cover? Ajnanin, men of no knowledge. Shankaracharya smiled. No, even jnanis, even those who have no personal experience, only those who have the scholarly knowledge, it will not work. So therefore, prajnavanapi panditopi chaturopi atyantamu sukshmartadrige vyalidastamasana vetti bahuda sambodhitopi sputam prantyaropitameva sadhu kalayati alambade tadgunan hantasau prabaladuranta tamasaha shaktir mahatyavatihi avritihi, correct. Avritihi, avatihi. Let me check the two versions on this. Vritihi, correct. Vritihi must be. Vritihi. Prajnavanapi panditopi chadiropi atyanta sukshmartadrige vyalidastamasana vetti bahuda sambodhitopi sputam prantyaropitameva sadhu kalayati alambade tadgunat antaso prabala duranta tamasaha shaktir mahatyavritihi. Hant, alas, aso prabala. It is indeed very powerful. Duranta tamasaha shaktihi. With unending this tamas, shakti, mahatyavritihi. Indeed, a powerful covering of the self. Whom does it affect? Prajnavanapi. Swamiji, I lost my all hope now. See, I thought that at least, when I study Shastra and other thing, I will come out of it. You are putting a cold water on my enthusiasm. Prajnavana. Prajnanavan means prajna traikalaki mata iti manat kalatrebi nischala buddhimani ityartha. Buddhiman ityartha. Even those who have the steady understanding also. Sopi panditaha api shastra janya jnanam paroksham panda sa asya sanjata iti panditaha. Even those people who have paroksha jnanam, those who have the correct knowledge of the scriptures called pandaha, and those who have that the knowledge is called panda, then one who has that is called pandit. Tadavidopi chaturopi uhapoha vijakshunopi. Chaturha means smart. Smart in arguing against, arguing for. They are capable of doing that much of, they have that much of, hold on the subject. In your own children's case also, when they have debate sessions, right? I don't know whether they have. So what they do, okay, they give a topic. And one set of people now argue for, another set of people argue against. The next time they reverse it. Okay, now another topic which you all argue for and you all argue against. You must be able to do both, argue for and argue against. So you must effectively put forth your ideas for and against both. So these people, that's called uha apoha. Uha means towards, apoha means opposite. Uha apoha vichakshana hapi. Even those people who have that ability to argue for the scriptures and scriptural statements very effectively. Atyanta sukshmartha drik. Even those who are having a great insight into scriptures, prajna panditya chaduryanam atyanta sukshmartha driktve hedutvam nyayam. To get the insight into that scriptures, you must have the other three qualifications. What? Prajnanatvam, panditatvam, chaduratvam. All of them, even those people, Sarvada nischala buddhimata shastra saharyayana uha poha kaushalena cha atyanta sukshma padarthanapi grihitum shakyatvat etadriggapi purushaha tamasa vyalidaha. Even such people can be deluded by the tamas. Visheshena asammantat lidaha avrta swarupaha ityarthaha. Vyalidaha means we are leader. Visheshena samantat avrtaha. Patu chakurapi ghadantakarehi kim kuryadidi bhava. It is the example he is giving. Even a person who has the greatest eyesight, what can you do in the darkness? Swamiji, my eyesight is so good. I can look like, like a tiger in the night. That much power I have. Even such an individual in the absolute dead darkness, what can he see? Patachakshuhu api, andakare, ghadhantakare, kim kuryat. So, that is why in Upanishad it is said, Shudvantopi bahavo yamna vidyuhu nayamatma valahinena labhyaha name dayana bahuna shrutena ascharyavat pashyati kaschidenam. Many places it is said, a person, even if he has studied, even if he has understood, even if he has heard so many times, still it is very difficult to overcome this tamas. Idam tavat anubhava siddham khila loke yat shrutya acharyascha atma vyatiritam sarvam mithya iti uchyamane api na branti jananam nashta iti. Even as the very qualified teacher, speaking very effectively, indicating, explaining, rationalizing, making it clear to the student, Anta kashtam kalu. Very difficult. Aso duranta tamasaha, dushta antaha paryavasanam. Very difficult to end this tamas. So therefore, tasya anartha paryavasayinah tamogunasya avritihi mahati shaktihi sattvodkarsham vina durnirasa. Without a continuous increase of sattva, constant and attentive increase of sattva, this tamas will not go. That's why Bhagavan Krishna said, Nitya sattvasto bhava. Always increase your sattva. Always increase your sattva. Guruji, on the other hand, other time when I was there in Bombay, he was telling how important it is for us to maintain the sattva enakena prakarena nitya sattvasto bhava. Whatever method you take, but make sure that your sattva is predominant. The food, in the association with people, in the kind of things that you deal with, and everywhere one must maintain attention on purity. Then alone, to that extent, tamas will reduce. When the tamas is reduced, then rajas cannot have much power on the person. We'll see more of it in the next session. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhat Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.